Hey, what's going on, guys? All right, am I here? Can you hear me? Say
I
something.
can hear
Rob.
you. I can
All
hear
right.
you, Max.
All right, cool. So John's here, but
Hey,
he's been
everybody.
out for 2 weeks, so he's shopping.
I'm so outraged by Robbie's comments about the running man. I had to get back here in time.
So, based on what I heard prior to the show starting, it was not good.
Yeah, I'm only joking. There's no words for me and Robbie other than you're absolutely right. And then I would pile on more stuff that Robbie didn't add because he's kind of a classy dude on that show.
Yeah, I was trying to be
Everybody
nice.
knows I love movies.
I try to be nice. I actually started with the higher rating in mind, and then after the video, I literally lowered my score because I talked myself down.
The truth is, I saw the movie twice because I wanted to make sure. I wanted to give it an even break. I always, I see these movies. I live for these movies. I'm a huge fan of the Arnold Schwarzenegger version of the movie.
Yeah.
I read the book after I had seen the Arnold Schwarzenegger version of the movie. I'm a huge Stephen King fan. I do not think that is one of Stephen King's best works. I don't care if he writes it under Richard Bachman. I don't care if he writes it under James, whatever the heck the other name he tried to use or whatever. I do not think, while the story is timely again, and I think the message is relevant, I would never say to someone, don't write that or don't read that or whatever. It is not in Stephen King's portfolio one of his stronger works, in my opinion. And this movie, let's be honest, Glenn Powell gives me Booster Gold vibes. He does not give me grim and gritty, fighting the system, anti-corporate guy. And Robbie mentioned this as well, not to just, repeat what he said. Edgar Wright is like a real player in the industry. That guy is a creative force. He works on movies that are good. They're good when you've seen them 7 or 8 times. They're good when you buy them. This will not be one of those movies. I don't know what the issues were. I don't know if there was an issue between the cast, the crew, and the studio. I don't, and to be honest with you, I really don't want to know.
I think the magic of Running Man, the original, was the campy kind of futuristic look. And I didn't see the movie, obviously.
You're not missing much.
But seeing the teaser, the trailers, I noticed it could be anywhere. I could be in LA.
This honestly, and I say this not as a shot to Hulu or Netflix or streaming service, this movie could have been, if they were this committed to this, Glenn Powell telling this story. Corporations are bad. Social media is bad, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You could have made this like a limited series. This could have been 6 episodes, 40 to 50 minutes. My timing might be off there. And you could have told this story. You didn't need Glenn Powell's ludicrous paycheck. And even Glenn Powell fans are not super excited about this movie. I understand it. He's the new guy. He's a young, good-looking dude. He was in Top Gun Maverick. He's in this. He's in that. And like I said, I firmly believe he will be appearing in the Marvel or DC universe at some point. He has that vibe.
Right.
Some people are talking to him about it for Marvel. I very much think he's a DC guy. I think he's a James Gunn guy because he's got like a little bit of a lighthearted comedic streak. And when I look at that guy, I see Booster Gold. My question is, go find him a Blue Beetle. Running Man, Ben Richards, whatever they want to. No. And there were other performances. I think his name is Coleman Domingo.
He's great in the movie. He's awesome.
He deserves his props. There's a few other performances in that movie. Those people deserve their props. Unfortunately, maybe Glenn Powell did his best. Maybe he didn't connect with the script. Maybe it was just a big fat paycheck and he said, okay, I'm going to jump in here.
I think most of it starts with the script, right? Because the movie has this weird thing where it's trying to take itself and its message very seriously, and it's also trying to be silly and fun. And there are moments just does not work.
It doesn't work. There's just this weird awkwardness.
Glenn Powell to me is not that guy. Like when he grabs the electrified baton or whatever, and he's just like grimacing. Like, I don't believe that.
I want to see John Bernthal do that. I don't want to see, you know what I mean? I don't want to see Glenn Powell do that. In a movie like Top Gun, that works for Glenn Powell. Because, yeah, he's a dangerous dude. He's a fighter pilot. But, you know, come on. He's still at the bar singing stuff. It was just, like I said, they took the idea of a not super great movie. Like I said, I've read almost everything Stephen King has done. In several cases, I've read it more than once. I've been a Stephen King fan since the 1980s.
Now, I've heard, since you've read the book, I've heard that this movie is more like the book, whereas the original one's not even really based on that book.
No.
It's based on a short story in a French film or something like that.
The original Running Man is about as far from the original work as I can think off the top of my head. We're here talking about movies, blockbuster hits from the 80s or whatever. The Running Man with Arnold Schwarzenegger has almost nothing to do with that story. The Running Man is almost as if Vince McMahon and the WWE wanted to do a Stephen King movie, because that's that's why it was popular. People loved it, man. Yeah, Jesse Ventura in that movie.
Timely. It kind of spoke to us. It was a sign of what was going on at the time. Schwarzenegger was hotter than hot at that time.
It had the dude from Fleetwood Mac in it, right? Like, come on.
That's right. You had the Total Recall.
Maria Conchita Alonso was in that movie, and at the time, she was sizzling white hot in that industry. This movie just didn't get there, and to think that they spent, what's the number, 185 million, 165 million. I saw it twice, and most of the people in the chat will know what I mean by this. I've seen it twice, and I will only see it twice.
Man,
for me, that movie goes down with like Morbius and some of these other movies where you had the potential to do something cool.
Do you know what its box office was for the weekend?
100, something like 24, 23.
I don't know.
It was like 17 million is what I read, man.
That's right. It was that magic movie that
Now You See Me.
Yeah,
conversely, Now You See Me is, first of all, a terrible idea for a movie. It is a more terrible idea to make 3 movies.
I can't believe they've made 3 of these things, bro.
I will follow it up by saying, I enjoy watching these movies as TNT classics, maybe more than anything else I watch at 3 a.m. when I've had some beers. I enjoyed it so much that I bought the first movie when Apple Plus offered it to me for like $3.99. I was like, sure, why not? And I've seen the third movie 3 times now. It is a terrible movie, but it is entertaining to me.
It is.
I've spent a small fortune over the years on magic shows.
I watched the first movie I was bored. I was at home. I'm like, what's this? It had a pretty big cast.
Preston, Morbius, and this is one of these things where I'll absolutely stand on. Morbius did have the potential to be cool because it had the potential to drag Marvel into the horror genre, which, let's be honest, they haven't really had. They did New Mutants. It was supposed to be scary. Morbius, when it was announced and you heard who was going to be in it, this is before Jared Leto earned the moniker franchise killer. You thought, and then they had Matt Smith in it, and you're thinking, you know what? This has a chance to maybe try, let's see Marvel horror. 90s comic book fans remember Marvel Knights pretty well. I think it was in the late 80s. Marvel did a limited series called Creatures of the Night, which was like one of their 70s horror books, but it was Morbius and Werewolf by Night, Jack Russell. There was a little bit of potential for Marvel horror. By the time it got to the screen, yikes, no. And I think to a certain extent, this is what Running Man is. Oh, it's going to have an anti-corporate message. It's going to have a good budget. It's going to have a good cast. It's going to have a timely message. By the time I sit down to watch the movie, yikes. And then I'm seeing Robbie and even other people who maybe they're not as kind as Robbie. Maybe they don't try to come off as like they're happy to be not knowledgeable. They're just telling you what they think. These, what I call 3 a.m. YouTube clip shows where you can't sleep, you turn it on, whatever. Just awful. And it continued to be awful. And then they would reach a point where you're like, I'm not sure if this movie has improved or if I'm now like immune to the awfulness. So I'm watching it. And then somehow they'd find a new gear of awful to get into. I'm sorry. When people are like, now you see me 3 more than you saw Running Man? Yes. Because both movies are awful. Let me be clear. In a cinematic movie club debate turn, these movies are bad. Right. At least Now You See Me is entertaining. Woody Harrelson is a funny dude.
He is.
These are movies. Jesse Eisenberg, people like him. They don't like him.
Role.
In this movie, he fits the role, and he does a great
I didn't
job.
think he was a very good Lex Luthor.
Yeah, they're sort of. Yeah, I can see bad movies more than once. I've probably seen Zoolander 25 times. I own Zoolander in multiple formats and on multiple platforms because I forgot one night that I had it on Amazon Prime, so I bought it on Apple Plus because I just wanted to watch it. It's entertaining. Zoolander will always be entertaining to me. Movies like this are just kind of sad and kind of really, every time the movie industry kind of gets a few legs up, right? They have a few good hits.
October was a very bad month for the industry.
We had some good stuff in the summer. We had a few decent horror movies. Unfortunately, the horror movies were released too early. Weapons in the theater now for Halloween would have been great. Instead, Weapons was on HBO for Halloween.
Right.
So what was in the movie theater for Halloween?
Like Black Phone 2 and that Conjuring movie.
Phone 2, which honestly should have been like a Peacock movie. It's an entertaining scare, and I think people who are into horror will understand. Black Phone 2 is Screambox good. It's not Shudder good. And I think people will understand what I mean by that. Screambox is always the Pepsi to Shudder's Coke. Yeah, I'll drink it because, I'll watch it because it's on, but I've seen very few things on Screambox that make having that worthwhile. I only have it about 6 months a year because it's just not very good. They do have some very good horror anthology shows, but their main stuff, once you see like Terrifier, they are out.
So, Total Recall when they remade it with what's his name, Colin. What's his name?
Colin Farrell.
Colin Farrell. That's another movie. I'm sorry.
The first time I saw it was bad, but I watched it again just recently, and it kind of grew on me a little bit. Okay, but still nothing compared with the original Arnie one. And they keep trying to remake movies from that era, and it doesn't work. I don't know why. Maybe
there's a rumor now that they're going to do another Predator movie, and Schwarzenegger's going to have a cameo.
Yeah, I heard about that. Now,
and they're
Predator Badlands. Apparently, that came out, right?
No, I watched that. I watched that yesterday, and I didn't have a lot of expectation for it, and I loved that movie.
I've heard good things about it.
Not to just power what Robbie said, but I felt exactly the same way. I saw the movie, and I thought, okay, like angry adolescent teen Yautja, and like I just didn't expect much at all. They did a great job, and I think the thing this movie really did is they are trying to absolutely cement the universe, Alien and Predators, in newer moviegoers' minds. Right. And I think this movie absolutely
without being too over the top about it either, and that's what I love. Like it's just like it's the corporation is there and things like that.
Yep.
Like, that movie is crazy. And what's crazy, John, is if like I just told you the plot of the movie, right? Like Disney's, doing a Predator movie, and it's about a predator who's like a runt who's ostracized from the clan, and he's got to form a new pack and learn how to work with others, and it's got a cute little cuddly like animal thing as a sidekick. Like you'd be like, that's got to be terrible, right? But it's not. It's like really good.
I would tell anyone, if you want to go to the movies and you're picking and choosing the movies you're going to, go see Predator Badlands before you see essentially anything else I can think of that's out there.
Yeah.
So I gotta
it's the
say,
best movie in the theater right now. And I was worried because it was rated PG-13, first Predator movie not to be rated R. It's because there's no humans in the movie, right? So it's all like robots and alien creatures. It's still incredibly brutally violent. It's just there's no red blood.
The level of violence there is, again, against monsters, but the level of violence there and the pace of the movie, they don't really let off the gas until they gear shift to bring it home at the end.
And it's a very tight script, and it's got such a great ending. John, I'm like, this is the first Predator movie I think that should directly continue. Let's do it. Like, so I want to see the next bit of this movie, man.
So I feel like Predator, the franchise, has revitalized itself. And I think that, what was the last one? Prey?
From what I understand, the person who did Predator Prey did Predator Badlands. And I'll tell you right now.
Yeah, Dan Trachtenberg.
They should drop a big check off and contract at that guy's office and say, hey, look, we would like to see you more often.
Because the one before it was they were transported to an alien planet, and it was Adrian Brody, I think it was.
There was that one. And
that one was
that people very much forget. And it's like,
yeah, I thought that one was
it's a 1950s level kid and his pet predator.
I've never seen those two there. Like I've never seen the AVP movies, and I've never seen The Predator, and I've never seen Predators. I've only seen 1, 2, Prey, and now Badlands.
I'll tell you, if anyone wants to see the first AVP movie, watch the extended version, because the extended version makes it better.
Yeah, Marcus is mentioning Predator Killer of Killers. I've seen that because Dan Trachtenberg is listed as the director of that. What is that? Is that like an animated thing?
Yeah, it's animated, and it's very good. I love that too. They're sort of
To Catch a Predator, different franchise. Somebody should do an episode of that show, and like when they find it's literally the Predator, and like that'd be hilarious.
Christopher Hansen, like, oh, he got the 3 dots on his head. Oh, this isn't going to work out well at all. They did a really good job, and Robbie and I could have sat down with an Etch-a-Sketch and done better than they did with Tron Ares, Preston. Tron Ares, and I'm a Tron fan, but no. Tron is horrible. Visually, I hope they're going to use some of those scenes for the video game, which will inevitably be better than the movie. But awful, just awful. Like I said, we've kind of run into a rough patch again where we had some decent movies, some good stuff came out. Right. And now all of a sudden we're into this sort of
dry spell.
Now You See Me is what I call streaming popular. People love to watch it on streaming because they're not paying specifically.
It was a mystery. It was kind of funny, and it involved magic. You know, who doesn't love magic at the end of the day?
There are some people that absolutely hate magic, and I get it. And they're never going to watch the movies, and I get it. But for all those people like me that spent a fortune to see
it was like
an Angel and David Copperfield.
It was like a modern day Sting, the Sting movie. You know, it was one big
movie they're always going to connect with.
Exactly.
My big problem with the Now You See Me movies, and they're fun enough. I've only seen the first 2. I haven't seen the new one, right? But like, I've seen the trailer for the new one, and I've seen the second one. And like, what starts off is like, oh yeah, stage magicians pulling off a heist. That makes sense. They can do all kinds of cool, like, switcheroos and smoke and mirrors and stuff like that. But then it literally gets to the point where you're like, this is completely impossible. You're literally doing real magic now. And it's
real magic, CGI. There's certain things that you just, like I said, apparently the most cutting edge real effects trick they did is in the first movie when Jesse Eisenberg does the handcuff swap with Mark Ruffalo. Apparently, I've seen videos where that is actually done. Beyond that, everything has to be CGI or cut and paste in some way. Because, you know, it's just it's physically like Houdini couldn't do it. Yeah. So trust me.
They're like showing up in puffs of smoke and stuff like that. Like they're like Michael Jackson in the Remember the Time video, like spinning away in the sand.
And I'll tell you right now, I am a huge fan of
Ocean's 11 with magic. I agree.
It's Ocean's 11 with magic. I'll tell you, I'm a huge fan of heist movies, and I'm a huge fan of magic. They make a fourth movie, I will go see it. You will never hear me sober tell you that this is a good movie. It's just not. It's the term, and I don't even know if they have these anymore because cable is almost dying. But we used to call these movies TNT Instant Classics like 10 years ago,
Right.
where if I went to the movie to see it, I am not enjoying this movie. But if I'm waiting for a West Coast basketball game to start, and I'm already 4 beers in, and this comes on, I am making everybody be quiet. I am door dashing a ton of Chinese pizza, Chinese food, and we are going to sit there and watch this movie.
So here's a question. So I wanted to watch Wicked over the weekend. It used to be on Peacock. Now it's gone.
I think it's on Amazon Prime now.
For free, or do you have to pay for it?
I just put it on Amazon Prime, so I guess it's free because it didn't.
Okay. Because I do kind of want to watch it. I should have watched it on Peacock, but
nice, Jay.
I really couldn't bring myself to do it, but it's getting so much press. I figured I might as well watch the first one. If I like the first one, then when this one comes out, Wicked
is for a certain type of person. First of all, you have to be a Wizard of Oz fan. If you are a Wizard of Oz fan by at least some connection and extension, you are a fan of musicals, right?
Well, I think we all were. I mean, we just grew up
watching it. Come over and watch it at my house. Bring beer.
But what I'm saying is that Wizard of Oz became part of our youth. You know, it was on TV around this time of year.
Yes,
every year.
older people are going to go see this movie. What they'll do is they'll bring their Social Security check to the box office if they have to pay for this movie.
It's got a lot of young fans too, though, right? Because of the cast. What's her name? Ariana Grande. I love Wicked. I just actually rewatched it Saturday night with my lady, and but had great time. Like I like it. We're pumped to go see the new one.
Oh yeah, I love it. Jeff Goldblum.
But yeah, you gotta not only do you gotta like Wizard of Oz, but you gotta actually like musicals, man. Because like Wizard of Oz is a musical, but not like a full-on musical. You know what I'm saying?
I don't mind musicals. I don't have a problem with them. I won't go out of my way to watch one. But if I'm invited to one or I happen to have tickets to one, I have no problem with them per se. Movie musicals, I don't have a real problem with them either. But I don't know. I just couldn't. I think what stopped me from watching.
It's strictly a musical, but it's music.
Like, I mean, Wizard of Oz is a musical. You're right. Like now I'm thinking about it. Like there's a lot of musical numbers. Like everybody gets a musical number. Yeah, it's a musical.
Yeah, everybody gets a musical number.
But it's not like Sound of Music where like they actually like have dialogue bits and stuff. I guess they do that. Whatever. I don't know what I'm saying. You're right, John. First of all, you got to like Wizard of Oz.
What stopped me from watching it was, in a way, the inevitable comparisons with Wizard of Oz. And that was kind of cemented in my mind growing up. And it was something that, I watched with my mom this time of year, every year, because my mom loved musicals. So I didn't kind of want, I guess, to see a different take. But now it's taken hold. They're coming out with part 2. So I kind of want to watch it. Yeah. So I kind of want to watch it. Look for it on Peacock this weekend. And then obviously Sunday's a complete crap out because it's football.
Somebody said it's going to be on NBC before the
Unknown, I think,
of the second movie.
It is on Prime right now, though. I did check.
Oh, it is on Prime.
It's on Prime. I just watched it. All right.
I told my wife the second one was coming out, and like we had to sit down and watch it because my wife has Ruby Slippers and all the other because she's a huge Wizard of Oz fan. I'll tell you right now, there are people who dislike this movie when it came out for a variety of reasons. And there are always these sort of weird troll culture, society type things. The people who like the movie and pay to see the movie, that's whose opinions I'm interested in. I don't care that you don't like Ariana Grande. I don't care that you didn't like the actress who played the...
She can sing. I don't like her music per se.
This is not the kind of movie where... Yes, they're telling a story. Yes, they're giving you a message. But this is first and foremost a movie for young fans and old fans of the Wizard of Oz. If that is not you, step away from your keyboard. Go get some fresh air. And I know this is a very common term now, but literally go outside and touch grass. I do not know what is wrong with you when these movies are marketed for kids. You know how many young girls, thankfully I have my goddaughter with me, You know how many young girls were in Wicked? I think I saw it like 4 or 5 times. Thankfully, I have nieces and whatever as cover. Otherwise, I'm just a weird fat old dude in the back enjoying the movie.
So obviously it's getting a lot of press. We got to take our first break. All right. So before we do that, though, let's get the giveaway up there. It is Dark Ages #1 with Dr. Doom cover sketch by Joe Del Beato and Mariano Nicieza. Hashtag is, as always, EXP Monday, all lowercase. So let's go ahead and take our first break now. We'll be right back. And
we'll try to squeeze in comics, but we have a lot to say, Robbie and I. So, you know.
Yeah, that's what happens when you miss 2 weeks in a row. All right, we'll be right back.
We'll be back in a little bit.
Symphonic verses, Nocturne's romance. A song of romanticized darkness, dreaming death by sleep.
FOC, a comic industry term for the final day a new comic can be ordered by a local comic shop. So, what does that mean to you? Well, it's your last chance to order a new comic book from your local comic shop. Order up! The FOC show will go over every book that's about to be cut off every Friday afternoon.
I'm going to highlight some of the stuff that I think is really worth paying attention to,
so that you can put in an order at your LCS for as many copies or as many variant covers as you want.
Sometimes the store needs to know to up their orders.
Never miss out on a popular comic again. Order up, part of the experience.
According to a statistic that I just made up, people spend 4 hours a day changing the television channel. People who watch The Experience don't do that. Save yourself a ton of time by tuning into The Experience and enjoying our new original programming 7 days a week. And then tell your friends. Think about the money they could save on batteries in the remote alone just by tuning into The Experience. Find out more by scanning the QR code below.
In a world where you hit like and subscribe on our YouTube channel,
That'd be really great. Thanks.
All right, so good point, Marcus.
No, I'm just kidding.
All right, so the Eagles game last night was less than wonderful.
Meh.
It was exactly.
I was
happy we beat the Lions.
Oh yeah, I'm glad they won. But I was just telling Rex, I was down on Long Beach Island, which is a short community for us, about an hour from here. Buddies have homes down there, so you know we're all old and retired now. We're in the bar, super excited about the game. Very much an Eagles bar, by the way. The bar is quiet, and the Eagles are winning. That speaks volumes to me. I've been in bars that were louder when the Eagles were losing badly. People are on their phones. People are looking at the menus. You know, there's some guy getting super excited on his beer app because they have some beer in the back for him to try. It's like a regular season Eagle game, very much in the Eagles' backyard. It was just sort of a very dull, well, they're grinding it out,
So let me say this. The defense was superb. All right. And you can win. Look at Peyton Manning and the Broncos that one year. You can win with a top-notch defense. Okay, the whole thing. But it is concerning that the offense is so flat. I think that, and I hate to agree with Chris Collinsworth about anything, but he did say something that was true, in my opinion. He says that Jalen needs to run the ball a little bit more, because when Jalen's running the ball, they have to send the free safety in the spot, and that frees up the backfield. And unfortunately, he's not doing that. Yesterday was windy. Okay, so he wasn't very accurate, but he also wasn't very accurate against Green Bay. So the offense is a definite concern. The offensive coordinator, I think his play calling is unimaginative, because if I'm sitting there and know you're going to run the ball, you got a problem. Because if I know that the guy sitting on the opposite side of the field with the headset, he's going to know that too. Okay, because who am I? And I just feel like something now that Kellen Moore is gone and over in New Orleans, I feel like something is missing with the play calling. They're keen on Saquon, and Jalen's not running the ball, and Jalen has not been that accurate, and the play calling has been less than wonderful.
I'll tell you what that reminded me of, and a couple people at the bar agreed with me, because generally a good percentage of people who watch football watch pro wrestling. In pro wrestling, everything we know is scripted, right? They write stories. To use a comic book term, they write programs for people. And then when they don't write programs for people, they just have people kind of go out there and do sort of pointless matches because they draw money in your town.
Right.
There's no rhyme or reason to it. You know they're going to win, but they have to get them out there. And honestly, it's sort of usually a great time to go get a beer, use the restroom or whatever. In this case, that whole game was like one of these sort of filler matches where you kind of had a pretty good feeling the Eagles were going to win. They're supposed to win because they're technically the better team. It's like everyone's mailing it in. And I'm like, this is the night game. A good portion of the country is watching, or the NFL-loving country is watching. When a bar is quiet to me and a sporting event is on, either your team is getting shelled, which then I totally understand. You're asking for the check. You're looking at your phone. You're looking to do anything other than watch the TV where you're down 8 runs or 4 goals or something. The Eagles are winning, and people, first down. And they're just having these conversations or whatever. And I'm like, nobody cares because you're not giving them a reason to care.
Well, I will say this. One other concerning thing that came out of last night's game was, once again, Sirianni made a bad call at the end of the game with clock management online. Okay? You punt the ball, dude. You always punt the ball. I don't want to hear about, because the way our defense is playing, you punt the ball, pin them, back in on their, with their back against the wall, and force them to have to come across the field to put one goal score up, whether it's a field goal or anything else. You don't get the first down, and they're already in field goal distance, and that was a big mistake. And for what? So you could say, because you're not going to score again, you were just going to run the ball at that point, okay? And you may have had to punt it away anyway. So why don't you just punt it? All analytics say punt the ball in that scenario. So that was concerning, because that's the second time in 2 games in a row where I feel like he made a very bad call at the end. Have the lead, you preserve the lead, okay? That deep in your own near your own end zone, you don't do that. You punt the ball away, you pin them back there, okay? And you make them have to make the big play, because at that point they still need a field goal and touchdown, okay? By doing that and then not getting the first down, you automatically gave them the field goal. Okay, it just was a bad call, man. It was a very bad call.
What's going to happen is, and I hate to say this, but they're going to lose a game they should win, and that'll be a wake up call.
They already did. They lost the Giants.
You would think that would be enough, but
enough talk about the Eagles, because tonight the Dallas Cowboys face off with the Raiders, the Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah, they do, don't they? Yeah,
they do. So what's your prediction there, Robbie? Because the Raiders are pretty bad.
Robbie's prediction here should be pain.
My prediction is I don't care. I'm not going to watch it. I care more about John Cena's last Monday Night Raw is tonight, everybody.
Just say that.
So are you not watching the game? Is that what you're saying?
Well, first of all, I'll be streaming during the game doing PCP movie night, but I might check in on it, but I'm going to watch Raw.
Yeah. People are going to be
the movie.
I did the same thing. The 2 weeks ago, the Cowboys were on Monday night. I did the same thing. I watched Raw, and you know what? The Cowboys lost that game. I think that was Carolina. I could be wrong.
There are a lot of people that do that, and you know why? Literally because Raw winds up being the better time investment for your return of your time on entertainment.
So, Robbie, what is the movie tonight?
Oh, we're continuing our journey through the Lord of the Rings. Today, we're talking about the second film, The Two Towers.
There you go.
It's been fun. It's going to be the exact same panel as last week, and we'll continue that next week with Return of the King.
All right.
One of the things I love,
9 p.m. Eastern. Go ahead.
Is these movies and the Harry Potter movies have become like de facto holiday classics. Like people watch these. Harry Potter, at least I understand a little bit, because there's always winter, there's always like the holiday season in Harry Potter, whatever. How Lord of the Rings winds up being what people watch what they call the lost week of the year between Christmas and New Year's. Somebody said like 70 million people watched it last year. Now, during the pandemic, I understood it because, let's be honest, time and space were sort of disrupted during the lockdown. People didn't know what time it was, what day it was really. But once we return to normal life, 2023, 2024, people still literally just spending days off watching The Hobbit, watching Lord of the Rings. And I don't have a problem with that. I just don't understand its connection to...
It just kind of harkens back a little bit, I think, to what you were talking about earlier with Wizard of Oz. Like, I remember on a certain Sunday night every year around Thanksgiving or Christmas, Wizard of Oz would play. Around Easter time, the 10 Commandments would play. And these were like, that was when you saw the movie.
You waited for those. This was before VHS. This was before any of this stuff. You waited for this. There's an old person's group I was invited to join because a friend is in it. And these people are significantly older than I am. Not that I'm young man. I'm an old man. But, there's old and then there's like, wow, you fought in Vietnam. Holy crap. You know what I mean? But
Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, some of these that are non-holiday movies wind up becoming holiday movies just because
Used to be Home Alone.
And they were referencing
Home Alone, which is a Christmas movie.
People watched back in the day, like the original King Kong.
Yeah, I guess it's just a time when like families more together, people have more time off.
Die Hard.
Die Hard is a Christmas movie. At this point, the people who argue it's not a Christmas movie, spoiler alert, you've lost the argument.
I watched both Die Hard
3
over the weekend.
There are Christmas movies, themed movies. I actually saw a movie where me and Ed were. I don't know if Eddie's in the chat, but I saw a movie where Eddie and a segment where Eddie and I connect, and it's Christmas horror. There's one where just a thumbnail is a wicked looking Santa holding a bloody candy cane, which he is used to.
You know what movie I did watch recently? The Santa Claus Mercenary movie. What's it called?
Violent Night.
Oh, Red One.
Yeah.
With the
Rock.
No.
Violent Night, the one with David Harbour, or the one with the Rock. Okay.
Oh
David Harbour. Yeah.
It's like Die Hard with Santa Claus, right?
Yeah, that was. I really enjoyed that one.
Point. Who has 15 hours to watch all these movies other than people burning PTO at the end of the year because it won't carry over?
John.
People.
And we're doing the extended editions, right? So like, that's why it's like one a week, right? But now I'm looking at my schedule this week and I'm like, I got to fit a 4.5 hour long Return of the King in this week. And I want to watch it all in one sitting. I've done it with the other two. So.
I'll let you know right now, man. Get yourself a sandwich, get yourself a bottle of water, and hit the restroom before you hit play. Because if you want to do that all in one shot,
pause is for. All right, so let's do shout outs. I know we are well into this. Hey, Jay, we're going to take...
it's 8:15. I'm not...
Yeah. Jay, we're going to take second break at 7. All right, bud?
Do you think he's still listening to this?
Who knows? He probably so
he's
bored
pre-gaming for Raw tonight.
One more time. What'd you say? I'm kidding. I'm kidding. We can take it further.
He's pre-gaming for Raw. He's got his John Cena jersey on.
So, Kenneth Bird, what's going on, buddy? Preston, hey, buddy. CJ in the house.
Oh, I love it, Robbie.
Marcus, as always. Let's see who else we got here. Triple B, what's happening, buddy? Number one Marvel fan.
I imagine tonight will be pretty emotional for a lot of those people because some of the younger people in the WWE locker room, they don't know wrestling without John Cena.
Alberto, what's going on, buddy? Let's see. Who did I miss? I saw.
Yes, Kill Bill, The Whole Bloody Affair is going to be playing. And I got to tell you right now.
Yeah, I saw that.
I love Quentin Tarantino. I love Kill Bill. I am probably not going to sit in a movie theater for 6 hours and watch The Whole Bloody Affair. Yeah. I know he's got extra.
I think it's only 4.5.
So yeah,
what's going on? I saw a Quentin Tarantino thing in like 2018. Where he went and talked, and you watched Kill Bill 1 and 2, and it was kind of like one of these Kevin Smith type events, and it was a blast. It was an absolute blast. They did a great job. It was on like local news in Philly, like Quentin Tarantino's in town, whatever, blah blah blah. That's probably Quentin Tarantino told me everything I needed to know about Kill Bill for the rest of my life.
Kyle in the house. What's going on?
Unless he's going to do a Kill Bill 3 with Beatrix Kiddo's daughter, I'm not. You know what I mean? I'm good. I watch Kill Bill every year. I love Kill Bill. One of my favorite all-time fight scenes in any Hollywood movie ever, anywhere, is in Kill Bill. But
all right, unknown. What's going on? Say, did I get everyone? I think I did.
Although I'll tell you when I would go to like a Kill Bill, The Whole Bloody Affair. It's if it was at a function and Robbie was like doing a panel or something, then it would be worth it to go.
Then it would be 6 hours long. We'd have to break for lunch, right? During intermission or something. That's what we'd have to do.
I've seen Kevin Smith. I want to say 37 times, but that's not true.
Barlord, hey, bud.
I've seen Kevin Smith probably 8 or 9 times in the last 20-ish years. Everything from Comic-Con to comedy clubs to, the spot in Atlantic Highlands is his theater. Always cool. It's always a good time. He's old. I'm old. We're sort of aging at the same rate, which is awesome. But I plan on going to see Kevin Smith again next year. If I never saw Kevin Smith again, I kind of feel like I've gotten my time money investment from like the first time I saw Clerks in black and white, like way back when.
Apparently, in the Whole Bloody Affair, there is going to be a 15-minute intermission.
I think that's almost
I figured Tarantino would go for that because he likes that kind of old school Hollywood type stuff, right? So, because that used to happen all the time. Kurosawa films have the intermission, right? There's tons of movies that we watch. Godfather 2 has an intermission, doesn't it?
I was going to say Godfather 2 has intermezzo or whatever it's called. It's Kevin Smith. Yeah, who is that? Is that unknown? Yeah, Kevin Smith is very fan forward. I was at Kevin Smith's 37th birthday party at the Count Basie Theater in Red Bank, New Jersey. And I can confirm all those internet rumors. He was there talking to people outside the theater till the sun came up. And a bunch of us walked down the street to a place to have breakfast. That's how he was talking to so many people. He could barely talk. He had talked for so long. everyone, literally everyone who had a question got to talk to Kevin Smith. That's how he decided he wanted to celebrate his 37th birthday. If you watch the videotape, you see me in the crowd a whole bunch of times. Not that that's a reason to get we watch the concert, but Kevin Smith has probably done more than any filmmaker I can think of off the top of my head to try to remove every stumbling block between him and the fans. You know what I mean? He's literally tried to. If a filmmaker reaches out to Robbie, it makes sense, right? He's in the industry, he moderates panels, blah, blah, blah. That makes sense. When Kevin Smith looks at my friend and says, you, the Dennis the Menace looking kid next to the fat
Hey,
guy,
Robert.
You know what I mean? And I think that's why Kevin Smith fans, even though some of the movies haven't been as good as others or whatever, we still ride. Those of us who, like, original viewaskew.com
Right.
members,
All right, let's get some books before I get in trouble. All right, so as
we're
always,
fired. This show next week is Amy. Come on now.
all right, so as always, we have Dynamite 10-pack reader set, 10 random Dynamite titles, $3.99 cover price or higher, so $40 retail or higher, and as always, we got it for $5. Best deal we've ever had on the show, the Dynamic Forces Mystery Box. 2 CGC 9.8s or 2 metal covers or one of each, up to you. 1 virgin, 1 signed, 1 exclusive, and 10 back issues. $200 retail value guaranteed, and as always, we got it for $85. Tori Hanzo. Tori, what's up, buddy? So, guess what I watched over the weekend? Buckaroo Banzai.
I love that movie.
That's such a great movie.
Yeah,
one of the best movies of all time, man.
It's very much.
I forget all the stars that were in that movie too.
Oh, yeah.
If you think about it, yeah, but it was entertaining as always.
There's a kind of collection of 80s movies that I've owned on VHS, Laserdisc.
It was just I forget what channel.
DVD,
it just happened to be on there. I was surfing.
digital.
I'm like, bang! I'm hitting that.
That's one of the movies that I've owned.
I love the
always.
ending credits where they do the walk. Oh, that is so cool. That was an awesome movie. All right. So the sketch covers. Jeff the Landshark, #1 with Spidey the Landshark cover sketch by Joe Del Beato and Mariano Nicieza. I like this one. All right. Then U.S. Agent cover sketch by Carl C.K. Kent and Mariano Nicieza. This is a sketch cover collage.
There's a sketch cover collage on Mariano's desk. I'm not going to spoil it, but we'll probably have it next week because you know how I rifle through
No,
the
he's
desk.
way ahead. Like, we won't see that until probably December.
Okay.
Just saying.
What I love about Mariano, in addition to being, like a signature name in the industry, is he's just sort of affably accepted that I rifle through his desk looking for cool stuff. I guess he figures if the publisher
bitches it's colleagues when they
does he? I was going to say he
wouldn't say it to you, but he'll say it to
if
us.
the publisher doesn't spritz me with a water bottle like I'm one of his hairless cats when I'm looking through his stuff, I guess the other people figure, well, I can't really do much about it. I was in Jim Kohork's office looking at something that's going to be on Kickstarter, and I'm like, "Ooh, can I have one of these?" Let's at least run the Kickstarter first before you start putting stuff in the trunk of your car, dude.
Oh, by the way, reminder, check out dynamicforces.com for the daily special. I think the one that was running today was a sketch cover from Ken Hazer for
Supernatural. No.
It was Deadpool and I forget. Deadpool and somebody.
Was it Deadpool's and Wolverines?
No. It was Deadpool and Spider-Man, I want to say. No. I forget. Anyway, that plus the comic itself. So 2 for 30-something, I think. I have to look it up during the break. I promise. All right. So next up, we got Spawn #1 with Spawn cover sketch by Dan Eilinger.
Yeah, he's all right. No, I'm just
Gunslinger Spawn.
That's Gunslinger Spawn. That's a great cover.
That's
if
nice.
you're a Spawn fan, this is sort of like your moment.
Mike, what's happening, buddy?
I like how the hat goes into the logo. That's really cool.
I was going to say that's very clever design. I like that. And Spawn, we've talked
TJ,
about
what's
this
going on,
before.
buddy?
I would love to see Spawn on the big screen.
There you go. It was on the big screen, but it wasn't very good. All right, so then we have Ultimate Wolverine with number 1 with animated Wolverine cover sketch by Tracy Medina.
This is real nice play
herself
by
again.
Tracy because she takes like the softest Wolverine of, X-Men 97 or whatever, and she puts it on the Ultimate Wolverine cover, which, let's be honest, if anyone's read the current incarnation of Ultimate Wolverine, it's pretty brutal. It's not a, it's like an NC-17 book.
This is spot on, by the way, from the 90s cartoon. This is like spot on. Yeah.
All right, then we have Zatanna, number 1 with Zatanna cover sketch by Will Torres. All right, so I brought back the trades. So this will be the last time you see these trades before I recycle them. All right, and then we do have 3 metal cover packs. One I think is right up Mike Asbill's alley. The other 2 you guys have seen before. Last chance before I replace those. So the trades, let's see here. Immortal Red Sonja trade paperback, cover price of $19.99. And we've got it for $15. As always, if you watch this on Rewind, we will honor any price you hear on the show tonight. Okay? All right. And remember, fill out the submission form, make Amy happy, because a happy Amy is a happy rest of the office.
Right.
All right. Then we have Red Sonja Scorch Earth trade. Cover price of $19.99, and we have this one for $15. You got it, Alberto.
I love this one, man. This was sort of a nice. This was like a nice little interlude from one Red Sonja story to the other.
Also, remember, hit thumbs up, subscribe, tell your friends, and check out dynamicforces.com. And don't forget to watch Robbie's movie night tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern on PCP, Robbie's channel. All right, next up we got Red Sonja Vulture Circle trade. Cover price of $17.99, and we have this one for $14.
These trades are a great way to catch up on these stories. I know that the hardcore Red Sonja fans read everything, but the more casual fans, they miss parts of stories and then they just wait for the next one. Vampirella, I've had casual Vampirella.
Oh, TJ, I have an answer for you. I'm sorry, I didn't respond to your email. So what I can tell you, TJ, is I did not hear from editorial, but I do know the warehouse has not received any. So they are not out yet. Green Hornet Mystery.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say,
John, who doesn't work here, probably knows more than I do.
I know. At one point, I don't know if it was because some of the books were late, that the target date for getting the trade done, I don't want to put words in anyone's mouth, but let's put it this way. When Nick tells me the trade is available, I would be screaming that from the rooftops. Honestly, I love that. We haven't talked a whole lot about it because we've had a lot more high-profile books to talk to. But Green Hornet Miss Fury is like the best interpretation of comic strip into comic book.
Right.
And I love that. I think if it's not in my trunk, Dynamite doesn't have it. They don't have it yet.
That's true, Preston.
But that is a really, really sort of, I think Green Hornet is designed to work with Kato, let's be honest. And I think that there's always it's really good when they introduce like another character, because see how the dynamic works or whatever. Right. There's a general rule of thumb with some of the more modern Green Hornet storytellings, where sure, sometimes they come across a villain that he can beat the Green Hornet and he can beat Kato, but he can't beat the Green Hornet and Kato. And that kind of energy is in Green Hornet Miss Fury. And I love that. And of course, Miss Fury, if people who know Miss Fury, she has no problems letting Green Hornet know, why does this guy do all the work and you get all the glory? Why is everything green instead of black? Because let's be honest, Green Hornet is sort of like the front man. Kato is doing all the heavy lifting.
Gotcha, Jay. All right. So next up, we have Red Sonja Omnibus Volume 1 trade paperback. Top price of $29.99, and we have for $23. Then Red Sonja Omnibus Volume 2 trade paperback. Top price of $29.99, and we have this one for $20.
Is this Gail Simone, Sean?
No.
I will tell people right now, if you are wanting to get into Red Sonja, start with Gail Simone and Walt Giovanni's run and go from there.
If anyone knows, he would know.
Yeah, I mean, that's just, well, a lot of times I have people ask me, where do I start with Vampirella? And that's a super hard question for me because at different points in my life, I've been a Vampirella fan 40, almost 50 years now. At different times in my life, I have different answers for that.
You've been reading Vampy since you were
yeah, 11. First time I read Vampirella, I was 11. And my mind, it was one of the every other kid had like nudie magazines under their bed. I had Warren comics under my bed. I had horror comics. I had Vampirella. I had some of the other books like that of the day. Planet of the Apes magazine, Doc Savage magazine. My mother was like, "Oh, thank God he doesn't have nudie mags under there." Of course. 6 figures spent at Comic-Con and comics later, she's like, oh, man, I could probably be in a much nicer nursing home if it wasn't for this.
All right. So then we have Lord of the Jungle trade. Cover price of $19.99, and we have this one for $15.
This is so good. Absolutely. If you are any kind of Tarzan fan, get this. I love Dan Jurgens' story on here. Initially, I was like, Dynamite's done a lot of Tarzan. A lot of publishers have done a lot of Tarzan. This is kind of the first time we've seen this take on it. Nick told me that Dan Jurgens told him that he'd been wanting to do this for a while. He was waiting for the right time in the schedule. He was waiting for the right time in the Tarzan publishing cycle. This came at just the right time. This is...
All right. So before we go to break, Jay, hopefully you got this in Slack. This is Lion King #1. This is the Dynamite.com exclusive. So hopefully you got this one. Jay, are you there?
Yeah, Jay's busy removing the troll in the chat.
This is on sale, pre-sale on the website, $15. It was limited to only 500 copies, but we only have 250 available on the site because something else, they're pairing them up with the versions for the other 250, as I'm being told. So it's being pre-sold right now. All right, and this book is hitting the stores, not this particular one, but the title, The Lion King #1, on this Wednesday. There it is. Thank you, Jay. So this one is a Dynamite.com exclusive. Sukesha Ray is the artist for the cover. So, and we will get to that again when we get to the Lion King new books. All right, Jay, take a break. So we'll be right back, hang out, and we'll get to the rest of the books.
Sure, comic books are beautiful, but underneath, there's something more authentic and exciting. The original art. See the pencils, the lines, the shading, as if you were there in the studio watching the artist work. Getting a peek at comics' backstage is easy with the original art experience.
All right, Friday night, guys. Thank you for being here. To be doing anything, the fact that you're here means the world to me.
Nick's pieces are always value priced with your budget in mind, for the beginning collector to the veteran.
And this is gorgeous. You got Aquaman and Mira.
Join the original art experience with Nick and our friendly crew of regulars, even if it's just to enjoy the art. Fridays at 7. It's all part of the experience. Whoa. Whoa. Did you miss it? Yeah, they can go by pretty fast. Let's slow down the footage.
Welcome. It's time to skim some comics. Miles Morales Spider-Man, I will just tell you that Miles is very important in his role as a vampire. So.
It's fine. If you like Hercules, read it. If you don't like it, don't worry about it. It's fine.
The art is still stunning. There's a panel, little spoiler, there's a panel in this where Chitauri first hits Lion-O, and he is the best "did she really just hit me" face I've ever seen put in a comic book.
Wow, live reviews of new comic books so you can be ready for New Comic Book Day. What is this? Oh, I see. It's Minute to Skim It. Part of the experience.
Download our app on Google Play and the App Store. It's so simple, even my mommy can use it. Twitch, it's not just what happens when you have too many energy drinks anymore. Check out our content over there, too.
All right, we are back. All right, here we go. So to finish up the trades, got Vampirella Dracula Unholy trade paperback, cover price of $19.99, and we have this one for $15. Then Vampirella, the Dynamite Years Omnibus, the Volume 3. I'm trying to find Volume 1, Volume 2 of this. Have not had any luck as of yet.
I occasionally talk to Nancy Collins on Facebook. Nancy Collins' run is very underrated. She is like a lifelong Vampirella fan. And I think if you kind of want, like a little bit of a different perspective here, I'd love to see Nancy Collins do more Vampirella.
Don't worry, Corey. I am still looking. I had to take a break last week, but I will revisit this probably tomorrow and Wednesday.
What are you looking for, Vampirella? Dynamite?
Yeah, Corey wants the Dynamite Years Volume 1 and 2. I was only
Is it right there?
I don't know. Is it?
I think those are whatchamacallit, though. You can't sell those. Well, you're looking at the one right there. Start shelf on the left.
All right.
Is that Volume 1?
Well, these are the comps.
I was going to say, we can't.
So I will try to find them. Don't worry, Corey.
If you would like to tune into Robbie's streams, he'll begin reading them to you. You can't
All
find
right.
the trade.
Just like Mr. Rogers.
Just like Mr. Rogers.
All right. So
Hey, kids.
Vampirella Archives Volume 1 trade paperback. Cover price of $34.99, and we have this one for $27.
I have this one. I highly recommend it. It's awesome. These things are great, and I love that y'all are doing them in paperback now. It's the original Orange stuff. It's great. Like the original Vampirella is different. It's awesome.
Hardbacks are right over my head.
Heck yeah, those are cool, man.
They are. It's neat to be able to. It's neat for people like. I'm old. I read these when they were in magazine form. I read them, reread them. Honestly, I generally, rather than dig the books out, I read them digitally. Nick was very generous and made sure I had a set of the hardbacks. So, it's nice to have them. Some people have encyclopedias. Some people have whatever. I've got a set of Vampirella hardbacks in my house on the bookshelf.
All right. Then we have Vampirella Archives Volume 2 trade. Cover price of $34.99, and we have this one for $27.
Everything I said about Volume 1, ditto. There you go. I got mine on my shelf next to my EC and Creepy and Eerie collections. Yeah.
Vampirella is one of those characters that works. If you read Vampirella in the late 60s and early 70s, the character is like timely and resonant. If you catch up again with the Harris books in the 90s,
right,
the character is timely and resonant. And some of the art stories, some of the covers for those books are, Adam Hughes. You know what I mean? It's neat. Dynamite gets a hold of Vampirella, and once again we have like Grant Morrison doing the books, and you know what I mean? It's just Vampirella has always been blessed with longevity, timeliness, and really good artists and writers. There's a reason why I've loved this character for so long.
All right, then we have Vampirella Red Mask Volume 4 trade. Cover price of $19.99, and we have 15.
Preston, I would be hard pressed to think of a character after Wonder Woman that has kind of lasted this long and this relevantly. Yeah, I mean, there's older characters. We just mentioned Miss Fury. I think Miss Fury was published before Wonder Woman. But, you basically went a 30, 40-year period. Nobody knew, other than Billy Tucci and maybe one or two other people. Comic strip fans, nobody remembered Miss Fury, knew what happened to her. Vampirella, in the 80s, Vampirella had a little bit of a stall. There were a lot of Vampirella ripoff characters being published. Much more, X-rated versions of Vampirella, which were, they don't.
Everybody hit that thumbs up. Are we selling more with John here?
I'm explaining why Vampirella should be purchased, sir.
No, but we're losing some books.
And I'm also concerned that you're wearing a Blair Witch thing around your neck. Should I call
Is that Blair Witch?
It looks Blair Witch to me.
Yeah. I thought it was a cross I had to bear.
It is. Sir, would you like me to call the parish priest and maybe the two of you will discuss it after the show?
All right.
I'm not kidding. It really looked like Nick had a Blair Witch thing around his neck. And I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm very much wrong. It's just a cool thing Nick picked up. But yikes, I'm this close to being the publisher of this company, and I'm excited.
All right. Vampirella Year 1 trade. Cover price of $19.99, and we have 15. Then we have Vampirella Strikes Hell on Earth, Volume 1 trade paperback.
I have some stuff I can show you sometimes. I have some script notes that didn't quite make it. Things they wanted to do, but it wasn't quite the right time. And I have a bunch of this stuff that was sent to my Dropbox by the writer, Tom Stigowski.
Cover price of $19.99, and we have this one for 15.
Turns out Tom and I started reading this character at the same time because he's old like I am.
All
His knowledge slightly more than mine.
All right, Vampirella Mind Warp trade. Cover price of $19.99, and we have this one for 15.
This is Jeff Parker essentially taking people on a little bit of a magical mystery tour, a little bit of a, hey, remember some of the neat stuff. Jeff Parker, another very tolerant Dynamite creator who I guess understands that I sort of come with the contract. He really enjoyed doing this. We talked a lot about this when he was doing this, and he loved being able to reach back to all these touchstones, Dynamite years, Harris years, Warren years. There's also been some Vampirella done here and there in Japan and in Europe. Their take on the character is very different, but
all right, so then we have Women of Dynamite metal covers pack. Includes Vampirella number 25, Tony Fleeks and Chris Forstner, Stray Dogs metal. Draculina number 3, Rose Besh metal. Elvira and Horrorland number 1, Shining movie, the Shining movie homage metal. $300 retail value, and we've got it for $130. All right, and then
the artist did not like drawing in this Elvira book, Horrorland. Just so you know, the artist was not a huge fan of drawing the iconic carpeting in the Overlook Hotel.
All right, so then we have the Barbarella metal version cover pack. Includes Barbarella number 10, Carla Cohen metal. Barbarella number 10, Selena metal, and Barbarella The Center Cannot Hold number 1, Derek Chew metal. $300 retail value, and we have it for $130. So this is the only new one, and this might be right up Mike Asbill's list?
I'll tell you right now, Dynamite, and I've seen some people say it, not some people not say it. I'm actually here. I'm happy to say it. I discovered Barbarella in the 80s with the Jane Fonda movie. Sort of interest, not interest over the years. Dynamite and what they've done in the last several years has really breathed both new life and new interest into this character. If something develops beyond just doing comics, I think a big part of that heavy lifting goes to Dynamite and the creators.
Aren't they working on a movie? Right? Aren't they?
They are.
Yeah.
They are. I'm not. I don't know. There's not. If they're working on a movie, I don't know any confirmation beyond that. But if Barbarella returns to the prominence as a female character, I think she deserves one of the first sort of prominent female sci-fi characters that wasn't a sidekick, or whatever. I would like to see that happen, and I would sort of like to see Dynamite get a little bit of the credit for the resurgence of this character.
All right, so this is a new one, and I think Mike Asbo will be happy with this one. It's a Joseph Michael Linsner metal cover pack.
Nice.
So in that we have Betty Page #1, Barbarella #1, and Immortal Red Sonja #4. And all of it is done by Linsner, Joseph Michael Linsner. $300 retail value, and we've got it for this one for $130 as well.
Wow.
All right.
The Betty Page one is worth that alone. I love this Betty Page cover. It's one of my favorite covers he's done with her.
You got it, Alberta. It's yours, buddy. I do have more than one of these, though.
Good pickup.
I don't know if Triple B can pick this up. We don't want him to have any kind of domestic.
I don't want to cause any problems at his house.
Real quick, while we're talking about Triple B, I just wanted to throw this out there. Triple B just recently celebrated 500 subscribers to his channel and his show. We have a lot of talent in this chat. I've said it before. I'll keep saying it. We have people that write. We have people that draw. We have people that content create. Beyond Robbie, of course, on the panel, but Triple B consistently puts out a show that really connects with that person who's been a long-time horror fan. It's real authentic. He covers, he has a lot of passion for this stuff. And I'll tell you right now, if you haven't checked out Triple B's show yet, absolutely you should do so. Because I'll tell you right now, it's one of the
Triple B. That's where the line is.
It's one of the better shows I watch on YouTube. It's one of the things I always have the notification set for. And he's one of our guys. You know what I mean? This kind of started while he was here in the chat. I don't know where he's going to go with this thing. I think he has right now a lot of these horror type shows, whether it's something like Svengoolie or Joe Bob Briggs, or it's something on YouTube or whatever. There's a big market for this stuff now. And I think Triple B has kind of tapped into that. And Triple B, I'll tell you right now, from me to you should really kind of like stomp on the gas with this thing, because your show is very entertaining. See if somebody else wants to pick it up to expand viewership. I personally enjoy the show. As someone that's retired, lifelong horror fan, I have a lot of time to sit through stuff between Pop Culture Philosopher episodes. And I'll tell you right now, I very much enjoy what you do, man. Keep doing it.
So today's daily special on the Dynamic Forces website is Batman Deadpool sketch cover by Ken Hazer. And then the Deadpool Batman comic itself, let me see. So let me for $39.91. You can get that. So let me see. Let me see exactly what's in this. Hold on.
I'll tell you, it's getting close to the time where the BMW is going to say goodbye. I've had it for 20 years. It's been a really good run. But like a lot of older imports, it's getting more expensive to fix and to keep. While I was down on Long Beach Island this weekend, I checked out a couple cars for sale. One was a car for sale for like $7,500. It's like a 2006, but it's a Toyota FJ Cruiser. And I looked in the back and I thought to myself, if I got this vehicle, I could significantly increase the Dynamite horde in a short period of time. I could fit statues back here with no problem.
All right. So the Dynamite book's coming out this Wednesday. First up, Lion King #1. So again, that one is by Edwin Galman. But again, the Dynamite.com exclusive, only available on Dynamite.com, is the one you see in the center. And only 500 were made, and we only have 250 because the other half is being
mystery bags.
Not mystery bags, but I think they're being paired up with the Virgin, I believe.
Oh, okay.
So Sukesha Ray is the cover artist. They are $15 and they are pre-sales. So these are not here yet. The other ones are here.
You know what, Marcus? I'm going to go ask the publisher right now. I was just wondering that myself when you got to the Dynamite books. Wait, when do we go to break again?
At the half hour.
Okay, we'll do this, and then I'm going to go pass to the publisher.
What's the question?
Is there going to be a Zootopia 2 comic or adaptation?
I cannot confirm or deny.
Okay, I kind of thought that was your answer, but
sounds like Washington D.C. right now.
If you guys did not hear what Nick said,
when do we get to Capitol Hill? I must have.
I vote for Nick before I vote for anybody
January 20th, 2099.
Ooh.
Oh. Nick's response was he can neither confirm nor deny, which I kind of thought might be his answer. I certainly hope so. Nick's theme, I just can't wait to be king. Although people said that's my theme when hoping Nick retires.
All right, this is cover A by Edwin Galman, cover B by Megan Hetrick.
I certainly hope so. The Dynamite stuff that Disney does is just a great read, man. I love it. It's one of the few things that Dynamite does where, like, literally, this sounds corny, but literally, you know, if you have like a 11, 12, 13-year-old kid, they can read this stuff with you, and they love it. He's lawyering up now.
Cover C by Jacob Edgar.
Well, certain questions Nick has to answer, he can answer definitively. There are certain questions which I answer definitively, like when people say, will there be more Vampirella? The answer is always yes. And I have no problems telling people the answer will always be yes for Vampirella. But when Nick is dealing with Disney, Warner Brothers, Amazon Studios, he probably got tired of me asking about a Gen V comic book. I ask each season. And, you know, there's no sort of denial or confirmation when you guys will find out probably very shortly after I do.
All right. Then we have cover D by Julia Lamorno.
That's nice. I like that.
This is a pretty good book, too. And the look and the story is very faithful to the spirit of the original. And
Yeah.
Christmas is coming up. And if you get any kids in your life, nieces, nephews, grandkids, kids of your own, things like that, it's a great thing to get them into reading comics, something like The Lion King.
I not only Zachary, but I was going to mention this for the trades too. You got that buddy that you don't know what to get them. You know what I mean? Like an Immortal Red Sonja trade in a stocking is a great gift. It won't, you know, send you to the poorhouse. And you know, it's maybe something. Last year, I gave a buddy the 6 issues of Kong the Great War. He's probably a bigger King Kong fan than I am. He's got a room full of King Kong swag. And just, you know, he doesn't really read comics or whatever. And I told him, I said, Kong the Great War is like a prequel to his all-time favorite movie, which is the original 1939 King Kong or 1933 King Kong. And he loved it. He absolutely loved it. And I mean, you know, it's only 6 comic books, but, you know, I kind of put them in a little, my wife wrapped them in a ribbon and stuck them in a stocking. And he just thought it was like the greatest thing ever.
All right, then we have cover E, the blank. And then cover G by Edwin Galman. It's a Virgin. And we have that for 50. Then we have cover H, the 1:10 ratio, Julia Lamorno. I think that's how you pronounce it.
Kimball wants the white line, Preston. Kimball is the white lion. Simba is, you know.
And then we have cover I, the 1:15 ratio, Edwin Galman, black and white.
Where's that? Is that up on the rack?
I have no idea.
It won't be when we come back from break.
All right, cover J, the 125 ratio Jacob Edgar Virgin. And we had that for 25.
Yeah, TJ, you're right. It was Kimba. It had like a catchy tune. It was like back in that day we called it Japanimation, which was sort of not the appropriate term for it, but I remember that's what kids called it back in the day.
All right, then cover K, the 135 Edwin Galmon black and white Virgin. And we had that one for 35. And then cover L, the 150 ratio Megan Hetrick Virgin. And we have this one for 50. And that's the Lion King #1 out this Wednesday. All right.
Certain Disney properties are just, for example, when Dynamite started doing gargoyles, to a certain extent, they needed to be reintroduced a little bit, right? Because 90s kids knew the gargoyles. But there were some people that maybe had forgotten gargoyles. They hadn't seen it. A big boost was Disney Plus adding it to their content. I rewatched it when they added it. Marine Boy and Aquagum. There was Astro Boy. Probably my favorite from that era was Gigantor. I love that. I think Lion King is something that you don't have to say too much about.
Right.
Like certain of the other Dynamite books, Justice Duck, Darkwing Duck, some of these things people needed a little reminder, like, hey, remember this when you were a kid? This is awesome. Lion King is one of those things that people see the title. It's been a cartoon. It's been a movie. It's been a play. I'm not going to say it's the strongest Disney property. I will say I think it's one of the strongest modern Disney properties for sure.
Right.
By the way, our Vampirella mystery bags, just to let you know, somebody already put one on eBay asking $250. We'll see what happens. And somebody broke one up and already sold one of the limited covers for $50.
Nice.
Yikes.
All right.
No buyback book.
Space Ghost #5, also out this Wednesday. Cover A by Francesco Matino.
You mean this, which I have right here? I'm still very much loving Space Ghost. I know it had its big moment last year. I just think they're just doing an incredible job with this book.
Yeah, much in this volume, just like the same, man, doing shorter stories, but building up to something big. This is a fantastic issue this week.
Yeah, they're just, I don't have much. There's no superlative I could add. You guys probably are sick of hearing me talk about Space Ghost. You were sick of hearing me talk about Johnny Quest. I love this stuff. I'm so glad to see Space Ghost have a serious reboot. Because some of us that were Space Ghost fans, Space Ghost Coast to Coast was a love-hate thing. I loved it because it was funny. It was great. It was super hysterical. I hated it because I thought that character could be a lot more. And it didn't happen. Finally, Nick talking with Warner Brothers, whatever, blah, 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 however that happened. We wound up getting, this is going to be what? In total, there's been at least 20 plus issues between Volume 1, Volume 2. I think there's a holiday or a giant size special. Then you've got Space Ghost and Johnny Quest. Space Quest. I'm glad to see this book come out, this character come out swinging the way it does. And yeah, people might have seen the covers for 6 and 7, some of that stuff. There's some real sort of very, very cool stuff on the horizon.
All right. Then we have cover B by Jay Lee. Cover C by Michael Cho.
That is the one that I chose this week.
I always get the Cho cover, man. The Cho's covers. Oh, those are great.
There's certain characters that Michael Cho's art really leans into, and I almost call it like the Darwin Cook vibe, right? And before that, it was like the Bruce Timm vibe. There's certain characters in a certain style that artist really, it's like a perfect fit.
It's
right?
the Alex Toth vibe, ultimately.
Thank you. It's the Alex Toth vibe. There's just certain characters that their work really connects with. And I said this years ago when Jeff Parker did Agents of Atlas. Jeff Parker has done Marvel, DC, Diamond. He's done all kinds of stuff. Somehow, when he got on Agents of Atlas, biting into that like 1950s Marvel vibe with the Avengers from the before time or pseudo Avengers. Something just connected. And that book was amazing. It remains one of my favorite Marvel books to this day. And I think when you see like Michael Cho doing this or doing Johnny Quest, that's, you know, that's not just like a home run. That's like an out of the park home run.
All right. Then we have cover D by Bjorn Berens. Cover F, the 110 ratio Bjorn Berens Virgin. Then we have cover G, the 110 ratio Michael Cho Virgin. And we have that for 10. Then we have cover H, the 115 J Lee Virgin.
I will say this, as much as I love Michael Cho's work, I think Michael Cho's work appeals more to old fans like me because of the Hanna-Barbera, as Robbie pointed out, Still 5. I think artists like Jay Lee help connect newer and younger readers to the character. They let him see, and Bjorn Berens, the same thing. Or Bjorn Berens, it's the same thing where you're seeing this character in ways you did not think of him before.
Right. Somebody got something on this desk. All right. Then we have cover I, the 115 ratio Francesco Mattina Virgin.
Somebody asked if that's Jeff the Land Shark. I thought it was the same thing. It was I was just like, are we doing? Is there another Marvel crossover? I thought it was just Fantastic Four and Gargoyles. Yeah.
All right. So then we have the Terminator Metal number 2. Got crap on this desk.
I'll tell you what Dynamite has done for Terminator. Dynamite has done for Terminator what it did for James Bond. People want this content. They want to see these characters. Hollywood being Hollywood, they literally can't get it out fast enough. And the same way,
and they can't do it right as far as Terminator goes, but Declan and Rory are doing it right in this one, especially.
I think they're stopgapping.
This is a really good. These are Terminator tales that are chilling.
Yes.
And they're all like self-contained stories, and they all connect together in a very clever way by the end of the series. It's really cool. Really.
I will say this in a way that the Arnold Terminator is not disturbing. These stories are. Arnold's Terminator, let's be honest, it's larger than life, right? But these stories now that are being done, again,
you got it, Becky.
Lets you see Terminator in a way maybe you didn't see it before. Yeah, everybody's got it. You know, huge gun, skeleton, whatever. You've all seen that before, and I'll love it. I'll watch it over and over and over again. But I think what they're doing now is sort of like, hey, but what about this? Hey, but what about that? And it's just legitimately disturbing stuff, and I mean that in the best way possible.
All right, so we got to take our last and final break. So, and we will be right back, and we'll finish up with the Dynamite books. All right, so take us out, Jay, please.
Hey, did you know that you're invited to an art gala? No, I mean the fun kind. It's SketchUp with Mog and Mel.
Welcome back, everyone. Thanks again for joining us.
Featured guests talk about their new projects.
So it takes place in this fantasy world where the world has kind of lost its stories.
And life as an artist.
The hope was that you could make some amount of money when you exited art school.
While the ever-changing artist panel draws new works live in front of your eyes.
Oh, I like that. Working on the
And
shadow.
Sexy. Sex, dude.
You still got a little bit of time.
Ooh, Phil, that's dope, dude.
SketchUp with Mog and Mel. Thursday nights. Part of the experience.
What do you call the place on Spider-Man's wrists where the webs come out? His website. I hate myself for writing that joke, but you'd make me feel so much better if you just visited our website. We have links to our merch, new release lists, all the show info, and so much more. TheEXPLive.com. Programming on the EXP is made possible by viewers like you, or your local comic shop, or that Kickstarter you backed, or the publisher you like, or comic industry professionals who want to share a message with the world. Really, anyone who wants to advertise with us can. If you're interested in seeing a product you know and love, or are creating, or are publishing, or are involved with, advertised here on The Experience, and having your message shared with our viewers, please reach out by scanning the QR code below or visiting our website and using the contact form. Did you know that Arthur, King of the Britons, in Monty Python and the Holy Grail was played by a famous Graham? Check out another famous Graham by following our Instagram.
All right, we are back. All right, so the Terminator Metal number 2, cover B by Bob Layton.
I want this Bob Layton cover on a shirt. No,
Okay.
I'm serious. I'm thinking of finding someone to do this, not just a shirt, to find this image and someone to put this image on like a hockey jersey. Because Bob Layton Terminator is sort of, there's like a story there where like Stark Industries begins building these, you know.
This is where Skynet starts or something, right? Judgment.
That's what I was going to say,
Started
man.
around
The
the
S
corner.
Skynet's a Stark.
What's up, Akers? All right, then we have cover C by Sebastian Perez.
The version of this is cool. The version of this, I think, is up there on the rack. And the version of this is very cool.
All right, then we have cover D by Paulo Antiga. Yeah, markets, I'm sure there are, but they are behind usually the regular release. So that should probably be a couple weeks out, I would say. All right. All right, then we got cover F, the 110 ratio, Paulo Antigua Virgin. All right, and then cover G, the 115 ratio, Sebastian Perez Virgin. Then we have cover H, the 120 ratio, Bob Layton Virgin.
Yeah, I'm thinking about that. This would be very cool. Although I'm pretty sure that it would not be appreciated for me to just have this image slapped on a shirt without any kind of permission or anything.
Well, I think it'd be all right unless you plan to sell them on eBay or something.
No, I would just do one for me.
Yeah, no, I know. Cover I, the 125 ratio, Declan Shalvey Virgin. And then cover J, the 1.5 ratio, Bob Layton, black and white FOC.
By the way, Marcus, Terminator late metal would be. Marcus, just FYI, while we don't have any Vertigo tarot cards, tomorrow the Elvira tarot cards launch.
Oh,
that's right. Preston, you want to cover J? Got you, Preston.
2 p.m. tomorrow.
Yeah, I just have to believe if I bring like a hockey jersey over to Chinatown with a copy of this book, Nick will not want me to do the show next Monday wearing that shirt.
All right. So then also coming out on Wednesday, Harley Quinn crosses over with Elvira, number 2. Cover
This
A
book
by
is
Amanda
just
Connor.
fun. If you're not enjoying this book and you're reading it, check your pulse, because this is just a fun read, man. Nobody's trying to win any Eisner Awards here. They're just trying to tell a really fun story.
All right. Then we have cover B by Chad Hardin.
You know what the only thing that made that look better?
What's that?
Black and white.
Then cover C by Joseph Michael Linsner. And cover D by Ben Caldwell. And then we have cover E by Amanda Connor. It's the foil. And we have that for $9.99.
Oh, that is a John Stroke.
Then cover F, the Amanda Connor foil Virgin. And we have that for $29.99. And then we have cover G, the Chad Hardin foil. Terminator metal. You got it, Becky. Hold on, let me go back to that.
This Harley Quinn Elvira book is spectacularly fun. I've read this second issue, and if you like what Jimmy and Amanda did on Harley Quinn at all, it's
Gotcha,
perfect
Becky.
here, and it fits in the world of Elvira perfectly as well.
Yeah, I mean, everything about this book just sort of, I mean, honestly, there's no surprises here. When you find out Jimmy Palmiotti and Amanda Connor are doing the book, I don't think there's really any surprises that it's good. It's just, I don't know if there's a lot of books that are being done just for fun's sake anymore. A lot of books, I don't mean this in a negative way, but a lot of the books that I see, it almost seems like, you know, there's like a clear cut behind the scenes purpose, whatever, blah, 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 or secondary meaning. This book is like, let's just do the book and have fun.
Right.
And, you know, again, you know, there's something to be said for something that delivers. You know what I mean? Sometimes you're looking for a story and you get something else, or it's not quite what you want. This is exactly what you would think it is.
All right. Then we have cover H, the Chad Hardin foil Virgin. We have that for $29.99. Then cover J, the Amanda Connor Virgin. And we have that one for $50. Then we have cover K, the 110 ratio Amanda Connor. Then cover L, the 110 ratio Ben Caldwell Virgin. Then cover N, the 110 ratio Chad Hardin black and white. And we have that for $10.
I enjoy almost everybody's art in black and white. Chad Hardin, like Michael Cho, is one of those people that I enjoy it in black and white because it really gives me like a comic strip vibe. And that, you know, that's a way to part me from, you know, my money real quick.
All right, then we have cover N, the 115 Amanda Connor foil. And then cover O, the 115 Chad Hardin black and white Virgin. And then we have cover P, the 120 ratio Amanda Connor foil Virgin. And then cover Q, the 120 ratio Joseph Michael Linsner Virgin. And we have that for $20. Then we have cover R, the 125 ratio Chad Hardin Virgin. And we have that for $25. Then cover S, the 125 ratio Amanda Connor Virgin. And we have that one for $25. Then cover T, the 1/7 ratio Joseph Michael Linsner black and white FOC bonus. And we have that for $7. All right. So also out this Wednesday is Vampirella number 6. Cover A by Lucio Perillo. whose Vampirella covers are amazing, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, he does okay, I guess.
Cover B by Greg Land. Cover C by Megan Hetrick.
This is a nice cover to like. This looks like this looks a bit almost like a Warren cover, and I like that.
Cover D by Elias Chazoudis. And then cover E, the cosplay variant.
Like cosplay we have passing familiarity with. Yeah, a couple people have asked, and I've checked a bunch of times.
Cover
I don't think anybody has done more cosplay covers than Rachel Holland, and I've looked, and I have a lot of cosplay.
Yeah, gotcha, Becky. You're good. All right. Then cover G, the Lucio Purio Virgin. And then cover H, the 110 ratio J Anacleto variant for 10.
See what this reminds me of? This reminds me of cover designs from like 2014, 2015, 2016. I don't know if that's intentional or not, but I love that. The placement of the logo.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I like that a lot.
You're talking to the wrong guy. So cover I, the 110 ratio cosplay virgin.
I'm pretty sure Triple B knows who the cosplayer is.
All right. Then we have cover J, the 115 ratio J Anacleto black and white variant. And we have that one for 15.
I'll tell you what this reminds me of. This reminds me very much.
Yeah, you'll be all right, Alberto. Amy will beat someone, but I'm quick on my feet, so I'll duck. You're good, buddy.
You just email him or something. Don't worry about it. Harris tried to do a couple issues in black and white to sort of homage Warren, and this is exactly what it's something very similar to what they created, and I love that. Some of those black and white Harris type kind of forgotten a little bit. I mean, I get it. If there were that many Adam Hughes covers, I would probably forget about it too.
All right. Then we have cover K, the 115 ratio Elias Chazoudis virgin. And then cover L, the 115 ratio Megan Hetrick virgin.
Yeah, even the color choices for this kind of scream Warren.
Then cover M, the 120 ratio J Anacleto virgin. And we had that one for 20.
It's a Vampirella album cover.
Yeah, almost, right?
Right?
Yeah. Preston, you're claiming cover L. Gotcha, Preston. All right, then we have cover N, the 120 ratio Greg Land virgin.
Gee, this reminds me. Maybe I should see. I'm inspired to ask Nick about Time Tunnel. Because now I'm thinking Vampirella in the Time Tunnel here, and I like that.
All right, so then we have cover O, the Lucio Purio Ultraviolet FOC bonus.
Ooh. Oh, wow.
And then cover P, the 1/7 ratio Elias Chazoudis black and white FOC bonus.
All right.
And we have that one for 7.
I'm sure it's not possible, but you know what I would like to see? An entire issue done in Ultraviolet. Right. I can only imagine that would be prohibitively expensive.
Probably not.
But I would love to see that.
All right, then finally cover Q, the 110 ratio Lucio Purio Ultraviolet FOC bonus virgin. And we had that for 10.
Yeah, can you imagine an entire book like that?
Yeah. Outside of my wheelhouse. So
well, I would speak to the publisher, but he actually sounds busy. I can hear him doing publishing out there.
All right, then we have Herculoids number 10, also out Wednesday. Cover A by Francesco Mattina. And then cover B by Joseph Michael Linzer. Then we have cover C by Bjorn Berens. Then cover D by Anthony Marquez.
It's the cover I picked. There's something about this. It's kind of like the simplicity of it. I just really like.
Yeah, it's really good. I love this one.
All right, cover E, the 110 ratio, Anthony Marquez Virgin. And then we have cover F, the 110 ratio, Bjorn Berens Virgin. Vampirella. Oh, gotcha, Becky. Let me go back. Becky.
And for anyone wonders, yes, I've already pestered the publisher about Herculoids Volume 2. And I have not one, not two, but three of the creators of this book have asked me to mention Volume 2 to the publisher.
All right. Then we have cover G, the 115 ratio Linzer Virgin for 15. And then cover H, the 115 ratio Francesco Mattina Virgin. Then also out this Wednesday, the 19th, is Silverhawks number 10, cover A by Jay Lee.
This is a book I'm also hoping goes to a volume 2, like Space Ghost did. I'm actually 2 issues behind on Silverhawk, but I'll tell you right now, the first 8 issues I've read, I'll tell you right now what I think those 8 issues did. If you were not a Silverhawks fan, maybe you don't remember it. Maybe you just remember the song is sung by Robbie. I think this will make Silverhawks fans. That's how good this book is. I'll tell you right now. It adds depth. It pays tribute to what's come before while engaging new audience, new generation audience. This sort of checks all the boxes of what Dynamite used to do. 10, 15 years ago, where they would sort of it was like a two-pronged approach where get the original fans, develop new fans.
All right. Then we have cover B by Cat Staggs.
That's a great cover.
Herculoid C. You got it, Becky. Herculoid C.
See, if I can get Silverhawks to take off more in like pop culture, then I can pester the publisher for Black Star.
All right. Then we have cover C by Alessandro Rinaldi. And then cover D by Drew Moss. And then cover E by George Camadias. And then cover F by Mannix. I'll see this one.
Are there any left, or are they already gone?
Who?
These covers have already been sold, and the time we talked about them, they're already done.
All right. Then we have cover G, the 110 ratio David Cousins battle damage variant.
Oh man.
Then cover H, the 110 ratio Mannix Virgin. And then cover I, the 110 ratio George Camadias Virgin. Then cover J, the 115 ratio Drew Moss Virgin.
Did they just freeze?
I'm guessing. Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So then we got Cover K, the 1 in 15, Alessandro Rinaldi Virgin for 15. Oh, I think they're back.
Man, I am hardwired now.
Should we start from the
happen.
beginning? Should we start from the beginning
No,
of the
what
show?
pisses me off is that we're hardwired now. It's no longer Wi-Fi.
I mean, stuff.
All right, so cover K you got to. All right, then cover L, the 1:15 ratio Cat Stags Virgin. Have that for 15. And then finally cover M, the 120 J Leave Virgin. And we have that one for 20. Comcast, I hate you. All right. All right, so, and that's Dynamite Books of the Week. I will be back on Wednesday at 7 p.m. with the same ones. Unknown claiming Silverhawks. Hold on, Unknown. I got you, bud.
Do we have to do the giveaway thing?
We do as soon as I get this stuff.
That's a cool giveaway too. I love that. Old school Kirby looking Dr. Doom.
2025 has been Dr. Doom's year. I mean,
Gotcha, Unknown. You're good.
one world under Doom. I mean, you know.
All right, so
every indication I read, sales are up. People love the book.
last chance. Hashtag get the hashtag in. EXP Monday, all lowercase. All right. So is everyone in? I'm going to zoom up, give everyone another second or so.
Is this so much fun?
What do you mean?
What the heck does he call these again?
Collage.
Collage book?
Yeah. It is.
Can't be Mariano. No pink outline. Hang out.
Good point.
He invented the pink outline.
All right. So we ready, people? All right. So go
Good
ahead.
luck, everybody. No whammies.
Go ahead, Jay. Spin that wheel.
You really need to get him the boop, 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 boop noise.
Yeah,
Right. Right.
And the winner is
Triple
Triple
B.
B.
Congratulations, bud.
That's
Congrats,
awesome.
bud. All right. So again, Robbie is movie night is at 9 p.m. Eastern. Lord of the Rings, Two Towers on 9 p.m. Eastern on PCP. So
Yep,
be sure
should
to
be
tune
fun.
in.
Yeah, should be a super fun show, man.
All right. And Jay, what do we have coming up tonight?
Hold on just a second. And yeah, Triple B, you're good. You're good, boss. After you watch the movie night, which last week was a ton of fun, by the way, really loved it. Loved those movies. Loved the series. So glad that, you know, Brooks finally got his pick coming through after years and years and years of waiting.
Yep.
And then he kept getting kicked. That was the funniest part. I felt bad, but it was funny at the same time.
Yeah.
Hey,
He got kicked for
Robbie.
Van Damme. He got kicked for Back to the Future. He got kicked for
Robbie.
The Godfather.
I just saw the Glimmer Man again on last night or the other day, whenever it was.
What's the Glimmer Man?
Oh my
Steven
God!
Seagal and one of the Waynes, I think.
Yeah, the oldest Wayne.
Oh, I don't
Keenan
think
Ivory?
Keenan Ivory
Oh,
Wayne.
I remember that movie.
Oh my God! Oh my God! You know what else you got to start watching, Robbie, that you've never seen,
What?
and it's free on YouTube. Wise Guy, the Ken Wall TV series.
Oh yeah, you were telling me about
You
that.
never mentioned to me that you like that show.
But
Best part.
so
Have
every,
you, ever
Family
watched,
show, Nick.
have you ever watched it? Oh no,
No.
that's off screen.
No, that was on screen. No, not since it was on TV.
Yeah. Well, remember Harry the Hunch?
Yeah.
It's based on Harry the Hunch in Philly, the real one.
Nice. That I did not know.
so come back to the
Yeah, right.
EXP at 11 Eastern, 10 Central for Best Coast Comics, where they're going to be talking to Sean from Overstreet Access. They're also going to be talking about Rocketeer Comics coming back. And what is this company? Dynamite Distribution Shakeup and Community Art. So sure to be a fun show. Be sure to check it out.
Mental Health. Thanks for joining us.
Maybe I'll be able to take
Bye.
over Dynamite Dispatches next month.
There you go. All right, so I will be back
Everyone will
Wednesday.
be skipping that issue.
I'll be back on Wednesday at 7 p.m. For our Wednesday show. Nick will be on Friday. It's 7 p.m. Eastern for his original art show. And then Robbie, John, and I, John maybe, depending on what he's doing over the weekend, we'll be back next Monday, as always, at 6 p.m. Eastern. So tonight, tune in to Rob's PCP for the Twin Towers #2, right?
Yeah.
The Two Towers.
Lord of the Rings.
The Two Towers.
Two Towers, sorry. Lord of the Rings, all right?
Yeah, I mean, Two Towers is probably the most action-packed
Yeah, I
of
guess
the
so,
three.
right?
I don't know, man. That battle in Return, I'm excited to revisit that because I was like, man,
Yeah,
that battle, Helm's Deep. But then people keep going, man, don't forget about the third one. I'm like, I kind of don't really remember it. Really, it's been so long. So
There's a
There's
lot
the
of
one
people
scene
who...
at the end I thought was
Robbie, just remember, my friend, you bow to no one.
Yeah, I don't remember.
All right.
You gotta remember.
So we
3.5
appreciate you
hours
guys.
in.
Everyone be safe. I will see you Wednesday. Peace.
Have a great week, everybody.